Even though it wasn't perfect because Talia countered our plan, we can start getting some extra cards. And that's really sweet. Raffine might die, so let's go with Kaito. Like, I think with all the connive and reality chip, like, we have ways to get stuff done. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we have Esper. Esper with some tokens. You could say that, man, we've seen similar decks like this. Have you? Have you really? The reality chip, together with Evolve Sleeper, are the main distinctions for this particular deck. Of course, we have also things like Serra Paragon and Ertai Resurrected. So we have a bit of longevity, hard word. At the same time, we're of course extremely aggressive because this is kind of aggressive deck. And I feel that, like, I've been trying to make deck with this card for so long. Even in previous standards, I never published those decks because they were actually pretty abysmal in the win rate, even though they were super fun. And I'm really pleased to say that in this deck, this card makes kinda sense. At the same time, 4 toughness means that it's really hard to kill, especially in late combat. Most of the creatures, even Tenacious Underdog, if they attack, you can basically block for free and still have a creature not take damage. Like, it's having a lot of good moments in the current meta, I feel. And the big point, this is a 2-drop that generally doesn't super die. Of course, you need to be careful of some cards, but that's why we have 1-drop. It will usually eat the early removal, and we have a lot of tokens. So when you cast it, it probably survives, and you can start pumping it with Raffine or Kaito. And this is the point. In this deck, you don't care what is the creature that is attacking. As long as it's attacking, it's good. Especially if you are on the play and can, make sure that reality chip already attacks. So you, on turn 3, you have Raffine and 1/5 reality chip. And that's already a lot of defensive power that can get better, and you can start drawing cards whenever you get flooded or something like this. So this gives you options during the game that other 2-drops do not really. Of course, we have the rest of the deck, we will talk about this as well, but I think this is interesting shell for this card, because in other decks you either don't have creatures, or you suffer from this not being aggressive enough, and things like this. In this one, we actually basically neutralize the minus that it's defensive creature, because it's not a defender, it's not a wall, so we basically get the full benefit in some way. So other than this, we have standard shell with reinforcements that make tokens, or Tenacious Underdog that curves into Raffine. Raffine is the biggest deal probably for this deck, because this is your engine for drawing, cycling your cards, increasing toughness and power so you can kill your opponent as soon as possible. And it works really well with a lot of creatures that we have. Of course, one of the best combos is Resolute Reinforcement and then step into Raffine, so the tokens get very powerful. Wedding Announcement, we have quite a few. It is not the biggest deal, but it definitely helps to establish the board. It helps against black decks, so you get rid of all those like despairs, Lilianas, because you have so many creatures, so they cannot target your main ones like Raffine. And also for this reason, we have Liliana of the Veil. Like, here you probably don't super care about the discard, as long as you try to pressure your opponent and stack the +1 so you can remove his creatures. We are very heavily tempo based, so in some way this really helps against all the defenders, and they usually sacrifice small tokens to just block your big hitters. And yeah, I think it helps, and it's also 3 mana, so Liliana comes together with Serra Paragon. As you can see, most of our cards in the deck are very cheap, just to get hit by Serra Paragon. So whatever dies, you just replay it sooner or later. So even though we are a very aggressive deck and we generally like to kill our opponents early, but if it doesn't work, we can still go for the longer game, and that's absolutely fine. If Serra Paragon is not answered, Kaito is not answered, or Reality Chip is not answered, you can just go forever. you just keep drawing cards for free every single turn. We also have 1 Shrouded and 1 Ertai. Shrouded is pretty good as a finisher, and it also helps negate sometimes opponent's Shrouded if you let it through and don't hit one of the counter spell or removal. And Earth-Eye generally helps you get this extra edge against the tempo. So if your opponent has one shortcut, for example, that stops your whole game plan, you just attack with this, you get extra creature, which really helps with Raffine, Kaito. Sometimes this can give you a real card advantage, even though your opponent is supposed to draw. So I kind of like all of this together. It works nicely. However, like in the games I've been playing, like I felt that the mana base was so wonky. Sometimes I get flooded, sometimes I got mana screwed. Like on the other side, our opponent also got mana screwed. Like it was weird. I'm not sure. A strange moment in arena that everyone just didn't do normally. But still, the deck is very decent, and I think on average this should have around 52% win rate, looking at the similar decks. So I think it is good enough, you know? I think if you like Esper and you like tokens, I want some interesting tweak, so, you know, you have something new. This should be the deck. So, as always, don't forget to subscribe if you like the decks and daily content. And I think let's go into the games and see what's up. We're going first. Let's see if we get mana screwed. how Sloth starts the game always. Will I get mana screwed or not? Easy one drop. Never didn't have it. Cool. Alright, at least this trades nicely against conscript. Under your control. Okay, that's always important. Can we raise this guy? That's a question, because we can follow up with Raffine and start attacking him like crazy. Yeah, I think we might. Also, it's just 2 damage, so, you know, not in the biggest hurry to close this down. Sure. So we definitely play this one. We paint for 1, which is not perfect, but it's still better than the alternative. Well, that is a good card. Not sure if for now. Let's play the land. I really think we need to go with the Raffine. Okay, only 1 damage. That's cool to see. We will have to trade, I guess, one of them. No, let's just attack with this. So if he trades, he needs to go 1 for 1. Make Disappear is such a good card here. I think we just go with the Bankbuster. I know. It's so much value, but this way we can make things work. If we start trading our abilities for his plays, that's definitely on the good side for us. But it's still scary. We need 1 more turn so we can start actually cycling all those attacks. And he decided that he's in fear of dying, which I kinda like. Unless he kills Raffine, that would be a problem. I guess then we are forced into Kaito play. Of course. Well, that's pretty perfect opening. 1 drop into 2 drop into perfect 1 drop opening. Sure. Alright. Emperor is actually a really good draw. Okay, so do we go for the line of Raffine? Sorry, Kaito? Or just make Disappear into Emperor or something like this? I think we can use this turn to set up. Our opponent cannot use Tenacious Underdog on this turn, so we can attack, draw a card, and keep drawing cards until the end of the game, basically. We can use the Raffine Tower, we'll need the black mana for sure. And you know, let's see. Hopefully, for once, our opponent doesn't get everything. I guess he might miss the land drop for this turn, and that would be really welcomed. Because so far, he had really good opening against our deck. If he misses one land drop, I don't think he can come back to the game, because then we untap and we still get, you know, cards. And with the sleeper we will be able to trade with this and still keep attacking, which is entirely awesome. Of course, he just drew the land, just in case. And of course, a perfect 3-drop to follow up. Man, it feels that sometimes on Arena you get streaks of opponents just getting everything on curve for multiple games. That's my feeling. I might be wrong. Yeah, this is so good. We cannot even attack with Emperor, which is like exactly what we don't want to see. So I will actually just go like this. We could also make a token, but I prefer this one. I want to play something main phase so we don't go into nighttime. That's really important as well. And you know, we have Emperor. So let's see. I want to keep make disappear. That's really important. We need to make, you know, this card work a little bit. And yeah, it's pretty obvious Emperor. The problem is we don't really have good targets to discard to the ward. Like, I will probably get rid of Cut Down. But, you know, and Kaito needs to do a lot of work on this time. Like, our opponent has 5 cards. And Trespasser is so annoying. We have what? 2 black mana. So we could actually just trade with the Sleeper. Alright, cool. I guess. So, do we do it? Or we just get rid of the Trespasser? We need to pay 3 mana in total, so that means we won't be able to counter anymore. That's a hard choice, honestly. Sure, that is something we cannot respond to, so I don't think we have luxury. I think we have to do it like this. I know, not perfect, but we'll heal with the Emperor. And I don't want to get hit by Shrouded, because that's the card I cannot answer. And... okay, I guess. This is actually really good for us, because we have Cut Down that is perfect in this situation. And he even showed us that... yeah, whatever. Like, oh, he showed us that we have a target for Cut Down, so we can actually know that this is a card maybe we don't want to discard. Alright. 2 mana. Infernal Grasp, I would guess? Infernal Grasp. How can we punish this? I don't think he uses Black March, so he cannot kill the Planewalker, I think. Make Disappear is such a big card in this game. I will go risky. I will make the token first, because then we can draw card. If that's a land, I have a perfect target to discard. You also have Kaito. So, you know, we have ways to do stuff. You might think about killing the Samurai. Alright, so what we want to do is attack with both. I guess maybe Sleeper shouldn't be attacking. It's 1 damage, so even if we don't foresee anything that is scary, probably not worth 1 extra damage, even if there's not much of a risk. Alright, let's draw cards. I could play Shrouded, but I want to keep the counter spell. And let's tap or exile the Trespasser. Alright, and this will be definitely an island, even though it's a really good card. Oh my... did I just was clicking randomly on stuff. It turned out to be exactly the field, and I cannot counter. I declined only the word, not the casting. Alright. The insane hard mode, I guess, now. That was absolutely horrible. I mean, okay. I will do it the hard way then. Oh my god, I have this habit from like MOBA games that you click everywhere all the time, and I got absolutely punished for it. Yep. Let's see how much can you top deck. Only 3 cards in his hand. All we need is survive Shrouded for like 1 turn and we win the game. I think his best bet is in another Infernal Grasp in top 13 cards, which would be extremely good for him. Invoke Despair. Well, he's out of it, right? Liliana cannot hit Shrouded because we'll just sacrifice the Sleeper. So hopefully his streak is done, finally. Even though the misplay was, oh my god, it was so painful. I will dream about this one. Okay, but we are starting to draw cards, which is super awesome. We can threaten with this one. Yeah, we can pump it for the Death Touch, so he cannot block with Trespasser. I guess we can try to trade mana with the Sleeper, and probably this is the best move for him. He actually went for it, wow. That's weird. Maybe he has some trick up his sleeve. Not sure, not sure. So let's see. Okay, we of course do it for the card from Kaito because it's also healing. That's a weird trade, man. And we will use Cut Down in smart way, so he loses the sleeper.
Thanks. I'll be taking
So that's why we are not casting it right now. Do we go for Wedding Announcement? I think killing sleeper is more important. And I think that he will go greed mode. We'll see, but probably most of the people would go for the greed mode. Conscript. Okay, that means he cannot get this back, above the 3 short. 1 damage? Sure, it's worth it. I will still make the stop, just to pretend make disappear, because we have exactly the mana for make disappear, and that's something he needs to consider. And yeah, after getting to 10 HP, we should be kinda okay, and with Serra Paragon I think we can outvalue him. Man, this game was so weird on both ways. Even though he didn't have a lot of mana, he really got such a strong opening. Guys, we actually will ultimate Kaito. It's probably not the best play, but it's definitely the content play, and we will definitely go for it. So let's start hitting our stuff, right? It's so funny. He cannot go with the sleeper, and we can just start getting creatures, right? How does it work? Whenever a creature you come to a player, search blue or black creature card. Sure. So he is forced to trade both of them just to prevent the ultimate triggering, and that's basically all we need. So after this we'll have what? 2 mana. Can we cast something? Yeah, like sleeper. Seems pretty good. He already has creature that he needs to kill, so Serra Paragon is basically an added problem for him. This is also pretty sweet, but let's go for the value. Like, getting another creature is good enough. And at worst we can actually even pump it. Not playing another one because theoretically he can play like Path of Peril, I don't know. I'm just not in the need to do it. So let's wait and see what he does. Alright, like sure that carried this one, I guess. Okay, double shorted, sure. We still are fine, I think, but definitely shorted helps for him to get more time. I think this is worth 1 HP. Like, we will heal with shorted sooner or later, I think, when we kill the other one. Alright. Probably Kaito, right? Alright, we will get creatures! I kinda forgot about this one. We have enough creatures that we can go full aggression right now. He cannot block the paragon, and every time anything hits we get the Kaito trigger, which is awesome. So, do you block? He probably shouldn't. He's in a really bad spot. Probably he doesn't have any good decisions right now. Like I don't know, trading shortcuts. If he goes like here, yeah, like nothing works really. So let's give him a second to understand his situation. But man, this opening is still so hard, man. The Trespasser was the big deal. And we actually still won after basically wasting our main card. That's pretty insane. Of course we'll go for this one, so it's 3-3 and it doesn't die. And we trade shortcuts. He might have his own, so that's something to definitely consider. But we have cool cards, you know, and that should be enough. I will go for reality chip. Because this way we get infinite cargo if we really want to. And let's play Kaito here. Why would you ever... Okay, I guess he doesn't have black. It's fine, okay, never mind. Let's draw this. And cut down might be important, so let's leave it. So with another Kaito we should be never out of cards in this game anymore. So he took the top card of his deck, it wasn't good enough. Well, that was a rough one, even though we won. Alright, so we are going first. I kinda like this hand, so let's take it. It should probably be the black mana, because we might want Liliana with double black. So if we draw some kind of land with black mana, we probably want to play it. And if you started with this land, then you might lack the double black. So yeah, that's an interesting choice. Our opponent definitely has a hard time deciding whether his hand is good enough to play Magic. And sometimes that's what it is. So we will go with Reality Chip, probably into Raffine. I think that's the play. Definitely a start. This is super annoying card for him. And the fact that we know our next draw, man, we actually can start drawing with Kaito. This is pretty big deal. Even though it wasn't perfect because Talia countered our plan, we can start getting some extra cards. And that's really sweet. Raffine might die, so let's go with Kaito. Like, I think with all the Connive and Reality Chip, like, we have ways to get stuff done. And this might die to Infernal Grasp because he will have the... Oh no, I forgot about Talia, so I guess Raffine cannot die. It's a very good blocker as well. Alright. He will probably really like to lose the Tenacious Underdog, so that's not perfect, I guess. Can we go into full attack mode? Yeah, we can. Let's go for the flying creature because it's much easier to get rid of. At this point, it's definitely Wedding Announcement and something. Raffine seems kinda risky, but let's try. Worst case, I'll get smorked a little bit. And our opponent is at 15 already. He can deal 5, but we'll get Serra Paragon, so it's not as easy. And let's cast the creature. Yeah. Not sure what the cards are, Raffine and basically everything. So it seems that in Mythic it's enough to win. You just play Raffine into some creatures. Cool, cool. Alright, opponent goes first. Our hand is really bad. But maybe we can make it work. With Earth-Eye we can get back some tempo, and Liliana, if our opponent doesn't start like a huge madman, we should be fine. Probably next one Takenuma into... Yeah, I think that's the play. Oh, but we... Man, freaking Mythic. What's going on? Alright, so being on the play would be awesome with this one, but we are unfortunately on the draw. Let's see how bad it will be. Yeah, great intro, Sloth. Like, amazing one. Alright, but you can see already, we would counter the 2-drop, and that would make Initiate 1-2 forever. But we cannot, because we were on the play, or on the draw, should I say. Let's play like this. There's not much difference, because this will be the second one, and this will be the third one. Let's hope that he doesn't follow up with perfect 2-drop. Oh, that's a perfect 2-drop. The highest damage card he could possibly get. That's super bad. You know what, I'm forced to play this. So we actually have to play completely differently just based on being on the draw. We would counter this, we wouldn't have to play this normally. Like, man, everything is just 2 tiers behind of what it should be. So we had to play this because we are so behind that we need extra time. There's no way around it really. Alright, and let's see what we have to do. Man, this game, he's absolutely perfectly on curve. Okay, yeah, okay, so let's see the attack, right? If we kill this, no, we need to get rid of Talia, so it means we cannot attack what we really want. And that's how we play mono white. You just get everything perfect and be on the play. So we have good answers, but we are so suffering from being on the draw. That was actually the only problem for the whole game, honestly. Yeah, this will unlock the Emperor potentially. Of course, we probably will get Mana Scroot as well, right? I should probably check the cards from the top, because that's the power of my cards. Alright, how can we do it? We got Mana Scroot, we were on the draw, like, man, it doesn't feel like a game against the opponent. Bankbuster cannot do anything. We got mana screwed, so Emperor does not exist. Same for Shortlet. We can only counter something. And I guess this is what we have to do. Like, we cannot play cards. Problem is that our next draw is also a mana screw. And it's definitely not annoying at all. Not at all. Fortunately, our opponent goes very hard with his best cards into open mana, but it does not matter when you have such good openings in your starting hand. Still no land. Easy. Like, I'm just playing Kaito to start cycling. There is a chance someday we'll... No? No lands. Literally no lands. What the hell? How many cards did we do? 13! And we have only 3 lands. That's insane. Like, he could basically go AFK and we would still lose this with this kind of draw. Cool. I extremely enjoy. Can I draw a land in my deck? No. With 15 cards, 3 lands. Well, that will definitely tell a lot in the stats. The opponent goes first, but we have honestly really good curve. So it won't get better on the draw than this, I guess. What I'm trying to say. So we need to prepare. Man, on the play would absolutely win this game, because we would go 2 into Kaito, but right now we still need to fight for it. Let's play like this. I think we have a moment, and we definitely go for the reality chip. Maybe I should go for this one, but you know, if we get flooded, this might be a game-winning play, so I'm usually like more eager to just get this free damage, in case it might win the game later, you know? Alright. That's an interesting one. We definitely want to kill this, but I also really want to get Kaito going. Can we survive one turn for the setup for the rest of the game? It's just 1 extra mana. I think we can handle it, especially with Infernal Grasp. The greed, like I'm the personification of greed right now. And I think it's a good play. Because once this is set up, we will get card advantage for the rest of the game, which means that we will never miss a land drop. We can trade 1 for 1 until the end of the game, and every turn we are getting more and more ahead, so that's really, really good. And with this kind of deck, he doesn't have haste on the creatures, so he won't benefit from, you know, multiplication of those tokens. And that's exactly what happened. Alright, do we attack? Yeah, sure. Let's attack. With this deck, I actually always plus Kaito early. He cannot kill the reality chip. That's cute. That's cute. Alright. Let's draw our card. We definitely deserve it. That's a nice land. It is a pain land though. But yeah, I think it should be fine. Alright, let's start with the things. Definitely this one. And I think it's either Make Disappear or Wedding Announcement. How greedy I want to be. Oh, it's a legendary, right, so we can cast Otawara if you really want. Alright, I think casting anything would be a huge mistake. We have full control over the game, so let's not give it up for free. And 2 damage on Kaito, let's be honest, it's not about ultimating, it's about drawing cards, so we don't care. As long as Kaito lives, it's fine. And let's make sure that Make Disappear will work. So he will target Kaito, we can just bounce him, if we really want. Nah, this is easier. We do the easiest plays here. Alright, let's keep attacking with the reality chip. You think that, yeah, I should probably look at the top card of my library? I'm so excited I do not even look at it. Alright, so we will play land, that's more important anyway. And I guess it's Raffine then. We pay 1 life, it's fine. We get Infernal Grasp, so whatever he plays, we just kill it. And with Raffine on board, we should be fine until the end of the game. But you can already see, like, Kaito is doing some heavy lifting here. Yeah, that's a good game. I guess he was mana screwed. So, some justice, I guess now we are even. We lost some thanks to mana screwing, and we won some. Alright, we are going first. You know what? With Raffine and Negate, the future is bright, honestly. We have some serious sleeves material. I really want to talk about those sleeves. I was thinking so much about it. So, in a way, it's animation, right? Yeah, it's cool, you get the animation and everything is perfect. But in reality, what this is two pictures with transition. And look at this, look at the borders. When the second picture comes, it's actually lower quality than the first one. You can see how you get the worst quality on the corners. Like this is literally okay. I don't want to comment too much on this one, but it seems they basically made two pictures with like some standard transition, and that's basically it. And here you go. You have a new sleeve. And it seems that they didn't even bother to just get both in the same quality. One picture is just lower resolution and that's it. I might be wrong. If that's the case, just correct me. I will gladly admit to my mistake, but it seems consistent with a lot of things that I have seen. Alright, cool. Game. We also have Game of Magic here outside the sleeve thing. But okay, it's still funny. It moves. Alright, so we are with Raffine. The problem for our opponent is that he has probably borrowed time. The problem is that he has 3 mana, so he cannot pay the word. And that means that we will untap with Raffine, which is usually how you like to lose the game. We also have Otawara, and you know how it goes. Right now Raffine is basically invincible, so we don't need another Raffine. To be honest, I think we already won the game. That's how easy it is, guys. You can talk about sleeves, play Raffine, and basically you still win. So if he pays borrowed time, the problem is, maybe he doesn't have a land. That's absolutely fine. So of course he can try racing, but Emperor will make sure it does not happen. And you know what will happen. You know what happens this turn. No, it's not an Emperor. It's worse. I want to race him, and Doc cannot really counter what we have. I like Otawara, but we have better stuff. I should probably attack first. Let's go with this one. Do I care? I don't extremely care. So let's just try to pump Raffine. So Raffine, definitely. Oh, wedding announcement seems perfect for this turn, doesn't it? I don't think he can kill us. And we can make a token. Man, this is such a good card. Do we really go all in without the Serra paragon? Negate is definitely needed. It's either this or this. Oh, this is... Oh man. My heart hurts by discarding so much value. But I still think it's the right call. Now we cast Wedding Announcement, so we go a little bit all in, but we are going extremely aggressive. We will get additional creature this turn, and then additional creature next turn, all in incorporate connive, right? And our opponent feels that he's still winning in the race. And don't forget, even after we get attacked, we can just main phase the Emperor if we really want to exile this. And it's not the scariest. We can even go a gun draw. Oh, that's a really nice draw, honestly. Alright, so the counter will go there. So he wants to pump it, it will be 6/6? Honestly, that... It's not the biggest one, right? Okay, maybe that's a mistake. I don't think that's the worst that could happen. Like, it's just +2/+2. Do we kill the dog? I think we do. It will be a blocker at some point, so why not? Why not? I guess we paint ourselves, but heart is a card. It also makes Mishiko a bit lower. He gets the card, but I think that he has quite a lot of those. We play the land, which was a huge mistake. I suck. I forgot about, Raffine. It's a thing. Alright, I just realized that we attacked with so many creatures, we draw cards. Oh man, I need to focus on this one. So I still will go by air, because they cannot block it when they want, and that's honestly a really good draw. Definitely not this, definitely not this. I really like Negate, man. Are we really discarding Emperor? It should be Emperor into Negate, right? Oh, the pain! The pain is real. Oh man, that's horrible. I like those cards so much. So I guess there's no reason to not do the thing. We pain for 2. Okay. I guess. But we heal for 1. No reason to do it in this way, to be honest, but let's just do it. Yeah, and that was game. So, interesting one, but you can see how Raffine grows like crazy in this deck.